thank you for joining me here today. I am about to just do more batch cooking for the week. I've had a few sick children, so I'm going to get a few more meals in place and yeah, to help us go through the week easily. Let's get going.
Was blessed with a lot of venison. A friend of mine dropped off for me a whole like one of those carry-on coolers, and it was full of venison. So today I want to use it, ground venison, and make various meals out of it. So I'm just starting here by browning it, and it's not all of them. Some of it is still waiting. So I'm just cooking 2 batches right now, and then we'll cook more. Seasoning it, I do like throwing in ground ginger, so putting that and a few more spices. I'm going ahead and making also a lot of rice. I'm doing 6 cups of rice. That should be like about 2 meals for us. Going ahead, and I'm gonna make this rice actually curry rice to go with the meat. So I am putting some curry powder. I'm grabbing some cabbage. I like cabbage. They're very economical and they really stretch the meal and they taste delicious. So I'm just gonna chop up these 2 heads of cabbage to go with one of the meals. And actually, this is one of my favorite meals. We really enjoy this really well. And so yeah, just have to remember to keep not burning my meat and turning around and do it. The cabbage is done. So now I have a lot of carrots too in my fridge that I'm gonna chop up. I'm trying to use whatever I have in my house to make this meal. So, one of the meats is done. The venison, the first batch is done. So I'm just putting in another pot while I cook more. Because again, I'm just gonna batch cook a bunch of meals. I and some of the children have been sick, so I want to make sure we have meals for the week. That is to go. Then it just be easy to heat up. Back to chopping carrots, and after the carrots, I am gonna grab some more veggies. I think I have some onions, different kind of onions, white and purple onions that I'm gonna add in. I have to remember to turn the rice down so it doesn't burn. Yeah, while yet still remembering to turn the meat. That is the key to batch cooking. The rice is looking good. The meat is coming along well. This all takes me about 2.5 to maximum 2.5 hours of cooking, but I get enough food for the week. So here we are. I'm gonna chop up some onions, lots of them to go in different kinds of meal. I'm gonna go ahead and saute the onions and the carrots together. Once they're done, I am also I'm actually gonna switch the meat over from that pot to another one. But first, while everything cooks, the key to cooking very quickly a lot of meals at the same time is to, while something is still slowly cooking on the stove, to just keep chopping away, because the chopping is what's gonna take a lot of time. So I am chopping these potatoes because I want to make some soup. Again, it says some of us are sick, so I'm gonna make a big pot of soup to carry us over. Look at those. The onions and carrots are coming around beautifully, browning really well here. Oh yes, my children are still going. They are around me when I'm cooking because they're working on a few other things too. While we're cooking, it takes a team. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and saute the cabbage too while the carrots cook there. The cabbage is going to end up like shrinking down. If you've cooked cabbage, you know it does end up shrinking a bit. But my goal is to mix the cabbage and the carrots and onions together and add some venison meat together with it, so that it could be served over the rice, which is actually one of my favorite meals. And this can be done not only venison, I've done it with ground meat, ground beef, or ground turkey. So whatever ground meat you have, this all can be done. You can make this different kind of meals with any ground meat that you have. I just happen to have the ground venison, and I wanted to make sure I use it and not have it waste. So here we go. More chopping and more chopping and more chopping. This is the goal. But once we're done, this is gonna pay off for the whole week. And I am so glad I took time to do this, because literally after this video, that day of cooking, we got really sick and I did not have the strength to cook. I was taking care of children, but I was so glad I had taken the 2.5 hours to cook this. I could just we're still finishing some of the food. We just heat it up and it was still to go. We never had to worry about dinner meals. So it is so worth it for busy days. Here I'm going ahead, like I told you, I am mixing the cabbage and the carrots and the onions together that I've been sauteing. That I just finished sauteing. I'm gonna mix it all up really well and then add my venison together, a few more spices, and make some so this I could be easily heated up either in the microwave or on the stove top, and I mix it up with the rice. So yeah, this was delicious. Actually, one of my favorite meals I did say to have. So I'm glad to get that done, get this done in a huge portion. So it's a lot of venison, isn't it? Look at the whole pot is full. So some of it is going to this, some of it I'm going to use for soup, and some of it we're actually going to make part of our Valentine. We're going to make individualized pizza. So some of it is going to be used as topping for pizza. And then some of it, I ended up having some extra left. I wanted to make some spaghetti sauce with it. But again, I said we were sick, so I ended up freezing it after it was cooked. So it's ready for another meal for another time. I am going ahead adding curry to this because I did say I was having curry rice. I'm just going to keep that theme going. I really do like the curry, so you don't have to. You can season it however you want. And yeah, that goes really good. There we go. Oh yes, and you can hear some music already on the background when children are playing while some of them are actually in the kitchen making some pizzas right there. I'll show you in a minute, because I'm doing for this Valentine's. It's like, okay, what should we do? I thought it would be a great idea to just do individualized pizzas for Valentine's, and that honestly my children loved it. I was like, why haven't I done this much? So it's going down as one of our favorite things to do, fun activity to do for the future. I definitely want to be doing this more and more often. So, and then there you go, scrape it all. I hate wasting any amount of food, so I grab it all off and adding some more meat. I'm gonna stretch that as much as I can. Believe it or not, I actually love this meal that sometimes I ate it for breakfast. Again, I had been up, sick children, or myself sick, and I'm like, I'm just grabbing that for breakfast, and it lasted the entire week. Can you believe it? So now I'm getting the soup ready. I got the venison in, the leftover carrots and onions that I left aside for the soup. I added the potatoes, some liquid, some broth if you have it, and now is a good time, whatever seasoning you want to. But look at this huge pot of soup. We ended up having this ready. Our meals were good to go. This is how I serve the food. Delicious. Oh, you're making me hungry looking at it. This is so good. And for me, sometimes I want to make sure I have adequate protein, so I end up having a collagen in my tea to go with it. And this is how we heated up the soup during the week, and we made like biscuits to go with it, or just threw toast together. But that was good to go. And because I had 6 children, I ended up making a big pot of ginger tea too, just ground fresh ginger to go. And there's some of the food how I kept it in the freezer, and I would just heat it up on the stove just like that. But honestly, you can also throw it in the microwave. I'm not a big fan, but sometimes I do use a microwave. So that's how easily I heated it up, just like that, and added some rice, a little bit of liquid, and it was good to go. Yeah, my rice wasn't even in a Ziploc bag, but yes. And I had sweet potatoes left over from my last batch cooking that I served this one of the lunches with. This is another lunch that we had it that way. Oh, delicious. I enjoyed this meal. I hope you guys, if you try it, let me know how it turns out for you. So here is the pizza, individualized pizza dough making. As you can see, I have about 7 pizza doughs going on. I have some leftover chicken breasts that were cooked to go, some tomatoes, some pizza sauce already prepared, some pepperoni, and venison that they're gonna use to top it up. They had a good fun with it, even though some were not feeling well. They really enjoyed making their pizza and eating their pizza. This is a fun activity. My daughter went ahead and made the dough while I cooked the venison, and there you go. They're topping it, and some people had more than one topping. It worked out, so it was delicious. Happy Valentine's is a good way to spend Valentine's, and I hope to do them more often. Like for family movie nights, we usually do some kind of special food at movie, so I hope to do more pizza like that. Doesn't that look good? I think I'm so proud. These children did such a great job with their pizzas. Look at that. It looks amazing. They all, apparently you can see they like deep dish pizza. Nobody wanted thin pizza. Deep dish pizzas. They enjoyed it. I think they ate each one. So now, because Valentine's coming, I also wanted to make a Valentine's treat for them. So I have some fresh strawberries that I had actually Walmart deliver up the door. We're crushing out some graham crackers. I made cream cheesecake mixture. I already did a batch one and a non-sugar one for me. The small one is for me, a sugar-free one, and I'm using almond crust for mine. And yeah, so the children have those toppings and everybody made theirs. This is how my son chose to make his. Doesn't that look so good? Oh my goodness, when I assembled mine, it didn't look this good, but his looks delicious. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos. If you're new here, I want to encourage you to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified every time I put out new videos. It definitely paid off having these meals for me cooked ahead of time with sick children. It was so worth it. All right, until next time, bye-bye.